Hello everyone and welcome to Choosing Your Class. Today we'll be taking a look at the Deceiver. The Deceiver comes from the clan Sephinim, which is a clan consisting of descendants of a lieutenant called Sephin, a great vampire lieutenant who served Cain, who is the main protagonist of the Legacy of Cain series. While Sephin ended up dying by the hand of Raziel, his descendants lived on, and as the years passed, they physically evolved, as you can probably tell by looking at the Deceiver. Following their mutation, the offspring of Sephin lacked physical power, but they made up for it by developing great mental abilities, in addition to a great prowess for stealth, making them excellent spies and assassins. Which brings us to how they're played in Nosgoth. Mixing their high damage and excellent stealth, the Deceiver can easily assassinate targets on the enemy team. They also have one of the most diverse playstyles, because they can choose if they want to play for crowd control, with abilities like mind control, letting them CC the enemy from range, or they can go more aggressive by using stealth to get behind an enemy, where they can easily backstab him for huge amounts of damage. Let's take a look at their abilities. For their special ability, you can choose between Disguise and Dominate Mind. Disguise is a short stealth followed by disguising yourself as one of the players on the enemy team, while Dominate Mind gives you control over an enemy for a short period of time. While Dominate Mind allows you to set up some pretty strong combos with the rest of your team, I'd still recommend using Disguise, simply because it gives you so many more options. However, if you're playing with a full pre-made team, chances are Dominate Mind may actually be the better choice. For their primary ability, you can choose between Backstab and Infect. These abilities work quite differently. Backstab deals a large amount of burst damage and is by far the best choice if you want to quickly dispose of an enemy. On the other side, Infect deals damage over time, and it can spread to other humans too. Meaning that if you use it well, you can deal tons of AoE damage. While I personally prefer using Backstab, Infect is by no means a weak ability, and if used right, it can devastate the enemy team. The Deceiver's secondary abilities are Illusions and Shroud. Illusions is a quite simple ability, which is normally used to confuse the enemy team. It simply creates two illusions of yourself that can run around. Shroud is another stealth ability, which also deals damage to nearby enemies while you are in stealth. I personally feel like anyone picking up a Deceiver should hurry up and invest in buying the Shroud skill, simply because in most situations it outclasses Illusions by far. It also gives you some of that AoE damage that you'd miss out on if you'd pick Backstab over Infect. Of course, you can also run Shroud and Infect, playing a pure AoE damage type of Deceiver. Now, when you are in game, you should be aware of what your team is doing. You should never be the first one into a fight, rather you should wait until someone like a tyrant charges in and then find your target to pick off. More than anything else, the Deceiver works best as the cleanup crew, which means that you go in after the others have engaged. If the enemy team, for example, has a scout, you can easily backstab him while he has his front turned towards the tyrants. If you land a proper backstab, the enemy should be dead after 2 or 3 normal attacks, following a successful backstab. The most important thing for a Deceiver is simply being aware of your surroundings and keeping yourself away from enemy crowd control. If you get a bola stuck on you, you'll probably die, so make sure to attack enemies who don't expect you. And that's it for now. I hope this video taught you something about playing the Deceiver. Thank you very much for watching, and goodbye.